So I told you guys the story about my kid coming home from school and saying that he was so impressed because one of his friends in class, his dad, worked for Epic Games, so he got all the Fortnite skins for free. And why can't Dad be that cool? He's saying to my wife. It just as I'm literally working on my own game.
Ain't that some shit?
Yep.
Yeah, but your game doesn't have like fun skins.
Or Travis Scott.
All right, is that what I need to add?
Or plot exposition from Star Wars Rise of Skywalker.
Hold on, I'm taking notes.
But to that point, I'm pretty sure that kid, he said his dad works for Epic. I think roughly translated, that is his dad's credit card is linked to his Epic account.
It's just nice to know that some things stay the same.
Oh, yeah.
It's gotta suck. The only secrets you know are like what's coming out in Fortnite. You're like, well, I could leak this.
Used to be any kid who saw the wizard and knew how to get the flute in Super Mario Brothers 3 was like super cool. And now it's like, oh yeah, I can look like Boba Fett.
Dude, I remember when like Mortal Kombat, if you could pull off a fatality, any fatality, I mean, you were the shit. That's when fatalities were hard to pull off.
Yeah, at the arcade.
Mm-hmm.
Just had to
I always just resorted to like uppercutting. There was no way I was pulling any of that off.
You fuck up the uppercut, and you do the
and you just like low
you do the low punch. Oh,
I just fall over. You're like, I still beat you. So it's been a while. How you guys doing?
Okay, yeah, it has been a while because I forgot to turn my head away when I laughed. So this is like, we need this to be like a remediation. Hopefully Nitroid doesn't die of FOXDIE. So
Yeah. So for anybody listening who didn't find out from all my complaining on Twitter, I caught that most legendary of diseases.
Nitroid got
had COVID.
And yeah, I got it. And I was safe about it too.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. People that are being safe now are still getting hit. It's just targeting anybody and everybody.
Yeah, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks so much. It is the worst flu you will ever have in your life. I have had gallstones, and those were preferable.
Jesus.
Yeah.
well, today I learned Nitroid had gallstones.
Yeah, you're just learning a lot about me today.
Yeah, more or less.
Actually, I have a funny story about that, too.
We're not talking about gallstones. We're back. It's the Kojima Frequency. It's 2021. Kept you waiting, huh?
And I'm not dead yet. Oh, God.
Hey, I'm Fingers.
Hey everyone, this is Days Ahead.
And I'm Nitroid. You're listening to the Kojima Frequency.
Now, you know, we are taking applications just in case. So if you guys want
Jesus.
to submit like a PDF resume, I don't know.
Might need a replacement here in a little bit. It's not over yet.
Oh, God, I'll tell you. It sucks. It sucks. Just like I've been out of it now for about a couple weeks, and I'm still like, I've got these like symptoms hanging on where I've got like a cough. I'm always tired. My taste and smell are messed up. I've got mental fog. It's just like, it's just not going away. It's fading, but it's taken a while.
Yeah.
I don't want to know how many freaking cough drops I've taken.
How is the status of your smell and taste right now?
Well, mostly back, but it's different. I don't know how else to explain it, but like everything smells different and tastes different. You know how they say like every 7 years your tastes change? This is kind of like that, but like way more noticeable. It's just bizarre.
Like when you have a cold and stuff's just like different a little bit.
Yeah.
Ah.
But it's just like, I don't know how to explain it, but like everything smells different. Everything tastes different. Things that I enjoyed, I don't quite enjoy as much. It's just, and it's not like they're subdued. It's like they're different. I know I sound crazy, but like I don't know how else to explain it.
You know, it's really funny. It's like your least favorite thing, and it's also the theme of your least favorite Metal Gear game since.
Oh man,
That's
maybe I
what's-
should see.
Yeah.
I should play Metal Gear Solid 4 and see if I like it now.
I was gonna say we should see if you feel any different about Metal Gear Solid 4, and then we should have you taste a calorie mate and then compare and contrast since the last time you've had one.
I'll say this: if I like MGS4 now, then I know my sense of taste is truly gone.
Oh man, I'm gonna spit on my drink.
You're welcome.
See, it's like I miss this particular thing, but it's like, does anybody really want to hear about us?
Oh, we're gonna find out.
I don't know. Besides being sick, what did you do on our little holiday break?
Oh, I was in bed pretty much the whole time.
Did you do any gaming? Some bedside gaming?
Did your wife do any gaming?
Oh yeah, lots. I played a grand total of about 15 minutes of Cyberpunk.
Oh, I beat it.
That is a drop in the bucket compared to how much me and Fingers played.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have been talking about it nonstop, and I'm just listening. Like, yeah, that sounds like fun.
You call it experience, right? And you could, I mean, obviously we could talk about the gameplay here, but I'll be honest with you, I have not caught up with Cyberpunk at all for the past 8 years. So, this pre-release to this hot mess of a release to actually playing through the game while this hot mess is transpiring has been a wonderful end of the year experience for 2020 for me. That has no bearing on how I feel about the game, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a moment, but it was a nice distraction. Despite everyone who expected Cyberpunk to save their life in 2020, losing their god, that was crazy to me. I don't know.
Yeah, seeing all the people super depressed and stuff, and just saying I don't know how I don't have anything else to look forward to. It's just damn, okay, just hang in there. But I mean, it was a game I was highly looking forward to. But I think this is just kind of shows the dangers of hype, and then you just have these big expectations, and then at the end of the day, it just kind of played like a mix of Skyrim and Mass Effect, or just I don't know. It didn't feel too new in any area really. That's what I found myself kind of just bored a lot of the time, just going through this stuff. I cleared every side mission, did all the police report stuff and criminal activity, but I don't know, just towards the end there, I was just once you figure out the systems and stuff, and if you're a hacker like I was, you just get really OP kind of quick, so.
Oh yeah, net running in that game is even on the super hard difficulties, you're playing God. You don't even have to, with the right build, you don't have to walk in a room and before you could have to take out everybody.
Yeah, you upgrade that contagion tree and just go in there and it just spreads to everybody and just, I don't know, fucks them up.
Oh man, or throw somebody into cyberpsychosis and just watch the chaos from down the road. But yeah, no, I'm somewhat of the same opinion as you. I'm a big fan of Deus Ex, and
see, now we're talking.
yeah. So it felt like a diet Deus Ex to me, where it's they have all these side gigs, and I'm really enjoying just kind of the world building and finding these little details. You'll have one side gig where you'll have to assassinate a corpo who hit some kid with her car while drunk driving and got away with it because she had vehicular manslaughter insurance or some shit like that.
I'm surprised that's not actually a thing.
I know there's way too much shit in this game that is way too close to home by now, and I don't know if that's because a lot has changed over the past 8 years. But in any case, you kill her, and then you might second guess it, but then you found out she did other shitty stuff by doing one organized crime minigame here or another side gig somewhere else. So I kind of enjoyed that aspect of the world building. And yeah, the game was easy, but in some regards, I did like playing God with net running.
Yeah.
But like Fingers said, like as I was getting closer to the end of the story, I was mostly apathetic because it focused less on like the city as a character and more on the characters, which the characters weren't bad. They just, it wasn't as fun as just kind of perusing through the city.
Yeah, Pan Am for life. But yeah, like Keanu.
Excuse me, sir. I am a Judy stan.
I think Keanu kind of like messed it up for me. This was one of those times when like having a big actor in it probably just, I don't know, it was detrimental to it. Like it didn't feel like he was inside of that role. It just kind of, it felt like he was disconnected to it. I don't know.
See, I haven't even gotten far enough in to see him yet.
Yeah. Oh man, you
Yeah,
haven't even started then.
Yeah, you are. It was weird because I've heard some people say that he doesn't really feel like the tabletop character Johnny Silverhand, and then I've heard other opinions that are like, oh well, he's trying to be like schlocky, and I can see both sides, but I'm leaning towards like, I took this game like a tabletop, so I'm interpreting everything and rating everything from the perspective of the tabletop.
Yeah, they said he was supposed to be like nuts. Like he was supposed to be like way more hype and just off the chain and just more of like a rebel punk type. But I don't know. In this Keanu version, he's just a lot more subdued.
Keanu's very chill.
Yeah,
I actually have my Keanu shirt on right now.
That's the thing. Like I normally like Keanu, like John Wick and The Matrix, all the shit, Bill and Ted. But it's I don't know. Just it seems like a Bill and Ted 3 version of Bill and Ted in this Cyberpunk. Seems like he's like trying to force out the lines.
Well, has Keanu ever been like an unchained character? I can't recall a single role he's been in where he was just kind of wild and intimidating. I can't think of a single one.
Well, that's the problem.
And that's not to say that's not to say he like lacks the ability. I just can't recall it. I'll tell you this. It all makes me want another Deus Ex game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can't believe they ended Mankind Divided with a freaking cliffhanger.
Dude, don't get me started on that shit. Oh my god, that game got gutted. Thanks, Final Fantasy 15. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Yeah, Human Revolution was amazing from start to finish, in my opinion, and Mankind Divided was, a good time, but it never really got going. It just sort of ended. And the whole time you're playing it, they've got this like subtle implication of this big twist that never manifests, and it just drove me crazy.
It doesn't manifest. It doesn't. It's. I think I know what you're talking about, and I don't want to spoil it, but
yeah.
It's like an Easter egg. Like, how do you make a twist in Easter egg?
Yeah, like they clearly wanted to go somewhere with it, and maybe that's what the third game was going to be about, but, who knows if that's ever going to happen.
But they needed to siphon that budget money to Final Fantasy 15, and that's where I'm going to stay with that, because I don't want to lose fans. But to that, like, going back to Cyberpunk, since we went off a bit of a tangent, I kind of want to get y'all's opinion on this. Like, I see a lot of parallels between the whole Cyberpunk experience that I mentioned before, and like, nobody get mad at me for this, the Metal Gear Solid 5 experience, I like to call it, where there was like years of
and that they're both unfinished,
theorizing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No. Hold on. I'm not gonna. Let's not go there, sir. No, like, there's these large expectations, large theorizing, people start to manifest. And this is not to say that like every feature was like this, because they did, it really is unfinished, but it starts to manifest into something that it's not really going to be. And then it comes out, and then, they have this A-list star whose involvement may or may not have affected the budget or the timetable for the project. I don't know. I see those parallels, and I'm wondering.
Yeah, I see what you're getting at.
Should I empathize more, or am I reaching here?
I would empathize more if they didn't throw the Q&A team under the bus.
It's like the more it goes on, it's just like they just keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Yep. And it's kind of crazy too because they had all this goodwill after the Witcher series and just like spent it all almost instantly.
Yeah, it did feel like they were put in a bad spot, like, you know, like with everybody like demanding it be out and stuff and like wanting it, you know, wanting it to be out now.
Yeah.
But people also don't want crunch, but then they also want the game now but don't work on it anymore and fix the bugs because it's just like this weird loop where like no one's ever happy with.
Yeah, you're stuck between
endless.
investors and customers.
Yeah.
And you know, I was wanted to ask you both. You know, I've heard people talk about the glitches that pop up. Have either of you seen a lot of that?
I have taken advantage of some of these glitches, actually. Yeah.
Like, okay, first of all, before you go any further, like, what platforms are you both playing on?
I was on a PC with 2060 Super and a pretty good processor.
I was just playing it on a base PS4.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. But I'll tell you that my experience was pretty smooth. For a long time, I only had like 2 crashes, and I was like, cool. And like, you know, on PS4, you get like those hard crashes where you just go to a blue screen. But then like I started noticing it was like when like a bunch of shit was happening, and if I pinged stuff and like there was still those like traces of everything, it just got to be too much for it to all process. So like I try to just like treat it kind of easy and not like put too much on it. Like if I was driving, I wouldn't like try to like speed through like everywhere and just like, because then like you would see the pop in and the load in stuff happen. So like I would try to not make it crash. But yeah, I think I had like 6 hard crashes in the 75 hours I spent with it. And as far as like bugs, yeah, a bunch of like fucking cars just popping in out of nowhere and like motorcycles just flying in the fucking sky and exploding somewhere. You're just like, oh, okay, I guess somebody used a quick hack or something. But like that's like, to me, I don't really see this whole like there needs to be a lawsuit and I don't, like, it just seems like I've played way buggier shit. So I don't know. And like I beat the game, never got into any like blocked missions or anything, or like glitched out a thing where I couldn't complete it. So I don't.
And that's kind of surprising because I heard most of the worst experiences were had on like base PS4.
Well, that might have been before any of the fucking patches came out. Everybody's playing it on day one, like, oh, right. it's fucked up. Why? It's like, well, it's launch day, and they haven't even rolled out the first patch yet. But like most of the playtime I did was like from version 0.05, and then they rolled out 0.06 when I was finishing it out. So I think as time goes on, it'll get better. And
so what about you, Days?
People need to chill.
So yeah, I want to say like maybe like 2 or 3 crashes, and like 2 of those 3 crashes happened during a gameplay sequence that had a lot of shit going on. It was supposed to be modeled just like the Smack My Bitch Up video from The Prodigy, if you can imagine how visually intense that might be.
Yeah.
And then I only had one glitch that made a quest like impossible to do, which was like the elevator wouldn't let me go up 19 floors to find this lady. So what I did instead was I logged into a trainer. I turned on like infinite double jump, and then I just double jumped up the skyscraper.
Oh my gosh!
And then, like, found her on the roof. Yeah,
that's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god! I think
you got the double jump augmentation.
Yeah, there is, and then if you get the trainer, it'll let you just double jump infinitely. But I feel like
that's hilarious.
I have this little theory, right? And it's going to the point about like, Fingers playing it on PlayStation and he felt a certain way, and then, me playing on PC and I felt a certain way. So I created this like matrix, no pun intended, where it's like one factor is the system that you played it on, and then another factor, and then the x-axis or whatever is like how hyped you were. So like, for instance, if you were hyped and you played on a console, your experience is probably going to be the worst, right? And if you weren't hyped and you just, hey, I'm going to see what this runs like on my beefy PC, then I'm sure you probably had like the best experiences out of all these groups. It's almost like a Punnett Square in a way. I don't know.
Again, I've only played it for like, 15, 20 minutes, not that much. I'm barely out of the tutorial, but my wife played it quite a bit, and we've got a PS5, and it seems fairly stable, but it does crash more regularly than would be preferred. But other than the crashes, it seems to be fairly stable.
Well, let me ask about your wife and Fingers. Did you guys find Kojima?
Yep.
If she did, I didn't see it.
Okay.
Hey, well, hold on. Hey, did you find Kojima in Cyberpunk?
Yeah, he's really close to the beginning.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, she found him.
Did she find BB?
Did you find BB?
This is a very personal episode of the Kojima Frequency, everyone.
The baby. Somewhere. No baby.
Okay.
It was during a specific side mission. I remember. I saw BB.
Yeah, she's in like this this brain lab. But yeah, lots of Kojima references and Nitroid. Like, now that you're still in that fresh playthrough, we were making up some like Metal Gear builds that you could do in the game for role playing. Like, for example,
all right, I'm ready.
I didn't mean to do this, but it just came.
I could start over. Yeah, like hit me with these, and then maybe I'll just like start over and try.
I think you can do a lot of these with like a pretty broad build, but it's just depends on which way you want to go with it.
Right. So
take it away.
I spec'd into a Revolver Ocelot build, and that was cold-blooded, which is like a major buff to pistols and revolvers. I spec'd into technical and intellect, which is all that net running shit that lets you do contagion and cyberpsychosis, where people like turn on each other. I think you're seeing where I'm going with this. And essentially what I would just do was like, it was 15% six shooting, just popping folks in the head, and then 85% just sowing chaos with my net running hacks.
Activate it.
Yeah. Yeah, you just go into like one of those like those thievery side gigs, and you're like, stealing? No, I'm taking this back. No. And so that was fun as fuck.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
And then there's also, like, I didn't do this, but if I ever do a second playthrough, I might. I also thought of a Cyber Ninja build, which was, like, net running and then sharp melee weapons, because there are a lot of fucking katanas in this game.
Yeah.
And you can spec
Also, you can straight up ninja it.
You can.
Pretty much,
can.
yeah.
There's, like, lethal and non-lethal stealth builds, but, of course, we want to make this lethal. And then you can spec into, like, slow-mo stuff. Where, if you dodge or you start a melee combo or something, like, time slows down and the people kind of see you as something that's like jumping, that's like an invisible figure just kind of jumping back and forth.
So let me ask you something real quick. Can you truly non-lethal the game, and is there any benefit to doing so?
Fuck no. There never is benefit to most of these games doing non-lethal.
Because, like, Metal Gear encourages non-lethal, at least from, that's another topic. Deus Ex very much encourages non-lethal.
I mean, it's a sneaking mission. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, but in Cyberpunk, you have the option, but it seems very difficult, and I'm not sure if there's a clear benefit to doing it.
Well, there's certain weapons that like the ammo can be non-lethal.
Yeah.
And then like there's certain melee weapons and certain quick hacks that are non-lethal. And then if someone's like incapacitated, like knocked out on the ground, if you pull out your weapon and then like if you melee them from that point, you get more street cred. So like do a non-lethal and then kill them with your melee and you get more experience.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So like, is there any narrative difference though? Like, does it change
No.
anything?
Sometimes the quest line will be like, hey, you were supposed to do that cleanly. I'm giving you a little less money. And that's about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, it's a very rudimentary application of stealth, both in terms of like AI and sort of like game design.
Yeah.
And like Finger said, like you could essentially double tap XP out of a mob or a mook, and then you could also like there's a certain specific way you can take down an enemy where like you can like do one hack which glitches their weapon, another hack which I don't know makes them do cyber psychosis or something like that, and then if you kill them you get like 3 drops, but if you take them down with stealth or like far away with net running hacks, I think you only get like 1 or 2 drops. So
I didn't know it affected the drop rate. But anyway, there's too much stuff in that game anyway to pick up.
yeah.
Man, this
Yeah.
just tells me that we need more stealth games.
Yeah, because I was trying to play it stealth at first. I was doing like a Solid Snake type thing where I was just sneaking around and had a silenced pistol and was doing headshots and grabbing people CQC style and like, you know, choking them out and then hitting them with my gun. But I don't know. Then I figured out about cyber hacks or the quick hacks and just went crazy with that. Then you could do like a Vulcan Raven thing where you just like pick up all the heavy guns and just go nuts.
There was a Cyber Psycho I remember that gave me a lot of like Vulcan Raven energy, like a similar attack pattern. I think you could even like the goal is to like trap him into specific mines. I forget which one it was, but it scared the shit out of me. Even though I could like 2-shot the Cyber Psychos,
Yeah.
just like going to find them was just like fuck this, man, these creeps.
Yeah, the revolvers are so OP in that game. I know that's the main build you were doing. One thing that kind of made it kind of boring for me though was just like all the reading of the lore. Like I didn't read a lot of it. Like just all the shit that you picked up, and that's great for the people that wanted it. But I don't know. That's just not how I really like to absorb a lot of my game lore. It's just like reading a bunch of notes that are spread around and stuff. I think that's
Or listening to cassette tapes.
well, that's I like the audio aspect of the cassette tapes. Like I can listen to something, but just sitting there and like reading a note for 30 seconds, it's like how is this relevant even? It's like
Yeah,
it's not
when I
most of the
play
time.
Skyrim, I read like
Yeah.
maybe 1 out of every 20 books.
And that's why I compared it. I was like, this is basically Skyrim with like Mass Effect magic, where it's like that's what the combat kind of felt like with me. I was just trying to like
Yeah.
shoot and throw spells at the same time.
Well, lore is always like the least interesting aspect of a game for me. Even in a big like giant story spanning game, like you have to weave that stuff in interesting ways. You can't just dump it on me in these giant chunks or I'm not going to care.
Yeah. There were a few cool side quests that I liked, but for the most part, yeah, I just didn't care about a lot of what was going on. It was just didn't hit right.
Did we want to go into the figures?
So yeah, we all got the how do you say it? Kotobukiya? Metal Gear Rex, the black version. We're all gonna try to build that, and I guess
This is going to be a lot of fun.
let's not make it a race because then we'll fuck up.
Oh, no. I'm buying like 2 other like cheap models to practice like building and painting before I tackle this thing.
Yeah, I'm not
Like-
painting shit.
Yeah, I'm terrified of messing this thing up with how much it costs. But it's cool because my oldest son has been getting into model building, and that's been something he's really interested in. And I've had such a hard time finding interests that he and I share, because weirdly, for as similar as we are, we have very different interests. And so I'm constantly like trying to figure out something we can both get into.
Trying to nudge in that
And-
Metal Gear a little bit. It's like, don't you?
Yeah, he
wanna
doesn't give
see
a
what the-
crap about Metal Gear, and that's fine. And that's fine.
Put Metal Gear in
yeah.
Fortnite. We'll see how he feels.
Oh, dude, look, man, Heather's in Dead by Daylight.
Well,
knock
that was
on
my
wood, we don't-
youngest son. My youngest son is the one that likes Fortnite. My oldest son couldn't really care less about it. Now that they're like, we've got these Metal Gear models and he thinks they're really cool, like we can start working on them together. So it's like our interests have converged, and so we're getting into model building together. And I'm going to get paint supplies and we're going to start working on them, and this is going to be a lot of fun.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
happy for you.
Yeah, I haven't done any model stuff since I was a kid, but it'll probably be a challenge. I'll probably hurt myself trying to break off these little pieces and stuff. It does look like a lot of pieces.
Yeah. Oh, I'm buying like a full toolkit for this thing before we even go in there. So like we can compare results when
I was
we're all
about to say
done.
they're all gonna look completely different. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Here's mine.
Well, let's just put that on the fridge, little Nitroid.
I told you I suck at Lego and all that shit, so this is gonna go great.
Honestly, he's better at models than I am, so he's gonna have to guide me through it.
I did Gundam models like all through my childhood and teens. The last one I did was like maybe 3 years ago, so I'm sort of at the same level as intimidation as you guys. And yeah, I'm not touching paint anytime soon. Like I'll practice on Warhammer figures, but as far as Rex, yeah, no, I'm not touching that with any paint yet.
All right, you see what I'm getting out of this is that you're the only one here with experience, and you're going to absolutely stomp us.
It's got stickers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to take a closer look.
Stickers don't look good though.
It's the kind that you have to like
from my experience,
cut out and like dab moisture on and stick on. Like those terrify me.
For the Ray or for the Rex?
Both.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Yeah, because you got the Ray as well.
I did, and it's so cool looking, just on the box. But I wish I could get those 3A giant ones that they made.
God, yeah, this looks
like the
sweet.
full metal. They're like $1,000. Like if I ever strike it rich, or I ever decide to do something really stupid, I'll buy those things.
They take up so much room though. They're huge.
Yeah, I get to buy a whole new shelf.
Yeah.
Did you see that illustration? I think the guy's name is Ben Nicholas that he did of Rex.
Yeah, this looked awesome.
Can you imagine that as a model with like those little ridges? Oh,
Taking
man.
like 4 years.
I close my eyes and just touch those ridges every day. But yeah, no, like maybe we could do some sort of, I don't know, like building stream or competition or YouTube series.
Oh man.
The Great Model Off.
It'll be an embarrassment to me. Yeah.
As long as we're not racing, like we can like time lapse it.
Oh, fuck no. No, keep the racing on with like Adam and Stealth. We're doing this at our own. It's going to be like Bob Ross.
Yeah, don't
pace.
expect this anytime soon.
But we'll keep y'all posted.
Yeah.
Promise.
We can build Metal Gear stuff in Minecraft instead.
Minecraft streams.
Oh god.
Today, kids, we're building Big Shell.
We got to get that younger demographic.
We
They
got
kind of fucked up not doing like a Lego Metal Gear crossover.
Yeah, especially since like Kojima's super into Lego.
Exactly. I don't know why I didn't spring for that.
I mean, I'm surprised there isn't a Death Stranding one. You'd think, again, with how much he's into Lego and the fact that he's got this franchise and he's doing all these brand crossovers, why isn't there a Death Stranding Lego kit? Maybe it's got to be like a really popular brand, like more. I hate to say that, but it's Death Stranding, for as successful as it was, is still kind of niche.
Yeah.
In a certain regard, so maybe it's too niche for Lego.
Probably.
You can get Mega Blocks.
I was gonna say Roblox, but technically there could be a Metal Gear level made in Roblox already.
Oh god, there probably is.
I hate to jump back in subject, but did anybody get an opportunity to play the Cyberpunk side stuff in Death Stranding?
Nah.
No. I'll be honest, the most I've played Death Stranding recently is just using the photo mode to do landscape photography and make
Oh,
wallpapers.
Dude. Yeah, no, don't blame me there. And I was gonna say the photo mode on Cyberpunk is also pretty stellar. But yeah, no, they crossed the lore pretty well.
It seemed to be the most like useful addition, so, like gameplay wise, like the stuff that they allowed you to do with it, right?
Oh yeah, like the arm and the fuck it. They had, what did they have? Not the gravity gun from Half-Life, I think too. So it's kind of funny to see them like
Wait,
adding
they put the gravity gun in?
I don't think it might have been the gravity gun. Oh god, somebody's gonna be like, you're wrong.
Yeah, that would have caught my attention immediately. Like, that just sounds hilarious.
Gravity gloves. It's not a gravity gun. It's your
Okay.
gravity gloves.
Okay, I missed this. So what did those do?
Gravity punches.
Oh, do they just hurt more? That's probably it.
It's the ability to drag in items from a short distance away from Sam. It's sort of like that.
Oh, the
It's sort of
arm
like
in
that-
MGSV. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like that gun that you can get that like takes shit off of people or like gets shit off people from afar away. But it's
Oh, like the grappling gun thing.
yeah, it's a lot more convenient. And then yeah, like Finger said, the Cyberpunk item is it's funny because they gave him Norman Reedus fuck, I forgot his character's name already. Sam. They gave Sam Johnny Silverhand's arm.
I almost never call him Sam. I just call him Norman Reedus.
Okay, that makes me feel less bad. And it's funny because it's like it kind of gives me a little bit of like Venom Snake energy there.
Yeah.
You know, again, I'm just sucked into the photo mode of this game. I love photo mode so much, and like when the new Pokemon Snap comes out, I'm probably gonna get sucked into that.
I'm a little upset that like the photographers in the game because it looks like you might be able to customize your character. I'm upset that they're using cell phones instead
Ew.
of DSLRs. What the fuck?
I mean, okay, so like, how long until we have smartphones that are taking pictures of a quality that is indistinguishable from a DSLR?
Dude, some iPhone fans are gonna be like up your ass for asking that question.
Yeah, well, they're wrong. They're just, and I like my iPhone, but they're wrong. So, I mean, someday it's going to happen, but, you know, there's a point where, like, physics gets in the way of trying to, like, shrink those things down, you know? Mm-hmm. And I've seen, like, those janky strap-on lens fixtures that you can get for your iPhone where it, like, tries to turn it into a DSLR, and those can give you, you know, fairly impressive results, but no. I mean, you can throw in all of this depth of field trickery that you want. It's not a DSLR. It's not functioning the same way.
You should tell that to this new Snap kid before they go out on this adventure and waste their time. Also, sorry to jump back on the topic, but they also added hacking in Death Stranding, so you can hack mule trucks
Yeah,
and
that's what I was
the
talking
mule
about.
sensors. Damn, holy fuck! I did not.
Yeah, that'd be useful.
That's so man. I swear, when like Kojima loves a series, he just that hyperfixation can manifest into some crazy shit.
Do you feel like he might think he backed the wrong horse given all the controversy around Cyberpunk?
Not necessarily. And the only reason I say that is because, I don't know, like, I read somewhere some comments that Sakurai had made about Cyberpunk. And he was surprisingly, I guess, gentle. Like, he was saying that he almost, like, admired the fact that they recognized what they did. But, God, I don't even know if you could, like, take that in good faith. But it seems like people from the industry are a lot more empathetic to this situation.
Well,
Then-
regardless of how they've handled the situation, game development is extremely hard. It's one of the hardest things you can do. And I mean, you're combining so many different disciplines to try and make something that, you know, at the end of the day delivers an experience that's going to resonate with the most amount of people while also not breaking. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I can empathize on that level.
I did like the one quote, if you keep talking to Kojima, he just says, "Apologies, I simply do not have time for this now." POV, you're getting rejected by Kojima.
Doesn't he say something like, "Oh, are you a fan of my work?"
Yeah, and then he starts talking about movies and emotions, and he kind of goes off.
Kojima goes off on movies and emotions. You don't say.
You should be able to ask him if he's going to make another Metal Gear and then he just attacks you.
Oh my god, I just heard the aggro noise. He just pulls out like a katana.
He's got Manus blades.
Or he just starts running.
I picked up what you were putting down there.
Like, I need to be somewhere.
me.
Turns on stealth camo.
And then he just still sits on the couch, just waits for you to leave.
Are they still there?
But yeah, that's enough about Cyberpunk. I mean, other than that, though, I've just been playing some like older games and catching up on stuff. It's crazy. People have still been finding out new stuff about Metal Gear Solid 2. Did you guys see the thing about the shaver?
I did, by
Yeah.
Bad Humans.
Yeah.
That, I am amazed that there's stuff that I don't know about that game because I am obsessive about MGS2.
It's so crazy that it's taken us this long, too.
That was the end before the end.
Yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, in MGS2 you can get the shaver that when you meet Pliskin, Raiden hands it to him, and then later on when you encounter him in Arsenal Gear, he's clean shaven. So it's a nice little fun detail. But it turns out that if you set the data head on your PlayStation, Snake's beard will actually grow back, which is insane.
Yeah.
Like, I just...
Like, what a small little detail.
It's such a short segment of the game. And that is not even the only thing new that I learned about Metal Gear Solid 2 this week. A guy that I had a conversation with in Discord, he goes by _Zmei, ZMEI on Instagram. He takes photos in Metal Gear and just kind of experiments with it. And he got a photo of the Harrier during the boss fight. And both Vamp and Solidus Snake's heads will track the player when they're flying by. So they'll look at you.
That's
And that's
creepy.
kind of... Yeah, I've got a picture of it up on Twitter, and it's just crazy to look at. And the thing is, it probably wasn't that difficult to implement because that behavior is in other places in the game. So, like, when you're near Snake, he'll look over at you. It's like NPC behavior, essentially.
Yeah,
so it
it's
probably
standard.
wasn't... Right, so it probably wasn't hard for them to implement, but it's still just an amazingly cool detail. And so, like, all these years later, we are literally 20 years after this game has come out, and we're still finding little details that they baked in. It blows my mind.
Yeah, Bad Humans was saying Heitais said, you know, he had a beard after he reloaded an old save, and then like Snake was still clean shaven after reloading a one-day save, so he tried
So they
it
were messing
himself.
with the clock all the way
so
far
it's-
that back.
So yeah, there's some like weird, you know, clock thing programmed in there for Snake's beard growth. Just a little detail that we learned about 20 years later.
The part that really blows my mind about that is that it's utilizing some sort of implementation that we were always aware about because we're always like, oh yeah, it's the end. But like technically the technology that built the end has been here all along. We just didn't realize it until
Yeah.
a few days ago. Fuck.
Yeah, we took a long break, in large part because, you know, I was like half dead.
Yeah.
So that kind of put a stop to any serious recording. But yeah, we've got guests coming up, and we've been talking about doing some live streams of, you know, game playthroughs, and we're still figuring it out. So honestly, if there are things that you would like to see, or topics that you would like us to cover, or people you would like us to talk to, you know, leave a comment, let us know.
We also have a Discord server. You can come in and join the conversation in there.
You can hear me complain about MGS4 some more.
We could have like little like monologues by you, sort of like Andy Rooney back in the day.
Oh God, no one wants to hear that.
I want to hear that.
You want to hear me just bitch about MGS4 for an hour?
I think a lot of people would.
Yeah.
I mean, Steak Bentley already did a
think a lot
much
of
better
people
job of that. Made a 3-hour video And I was just applauding like the whole time, like, yeah, man, preach.
We need a Nitroid edition.
Oh man,
I would help with that.
it's just gonna be angry, drunk ramblings.
Yeah, your kid tells all of his friends at school. He's like, well, all my dad does is drink and ramble about this game from 2008. But yeah, no.
wrong.
You know, we are looking at doing some more things for 2021, being a little more engaged. But to the point of live streams, we want to do some more engaging stuff in terms of live streams. So co-op games. I know that Nitroid and I had talked about Phasmophobia. Maybe we could like get the whole like drunk survive thing going again. I know I keep pushing it.
That could be fun.
And if you want to help us out, make sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and you can leave a review over on Apple Podcasts. We really appreciate it. Thanks for listening.